Hey everybody, welcome to Welch's Math class. We're going to spend a little bit of time today talking about some more statistics. And today we want to particularly get into some measures of central tendency where we take the data that we're given. In this case, the data is going to be the number of times 10 people who were surveyed said they went out to eat last year. They ate out last year. But we're going to take that data and we're going to look at what it kind of centers around. We're going to look at the measures of central tendency about that data. The measures of central tendency in particular we're going to work with are something called the mean, the median, and the mode. The mean, the median, and the mode. And so we're going to take this data where one person said they went out to eat 45 times last year, another person said 55 times, another person said 37 times, and so on. This person only ate out 12 times last year. This person ate out 52 times last year. So we're going to take this data from the survey and we're going to find the mean for it, the median for it, and the mode for it. Okay, so let's get to work and essentially talk about mean, median, and mode and see how those work out for us. Okay, first, the mean. When we find the mean, what we're looking for is the arithmetic average. The arithmetic average, and so what we'll do is first add the elements of the data set together. So we're going to take a look at our data set. This 10 elements in this data set. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to add those together, and that'll be our first step. And so when we add 45, 55, 37, and so on down the line, with this particular set of data, the total here turns out to be 450. 450. Okay? So 450. To get our mean, the first thing we do, just first step, is to add the elements of the data together. So grab that in your notes, and then we're going to slide on over here into step 2. Second step. Okay, so the second step is then divide that total by the number of data elements. Okay, so in our data here we have 10 elements. We have 10 people we surveyed, so we've got 10 elements. The total was 450, so our math looks like this. 450 divided by 10 equals, of course, 45. So this is the mean, or the average. Our mean or average for the number of times that these 10 people went out to eat last year was 45. Now, we had a high in that of 59. That was the most times anyone went out to eat. And then one person only went out to eat 12 times. And so most of them are up in the 40s and 50s. And so you can see that the average is up in the 40s and 50s. By the way, you'll never have a mean that is lower than the lowest or higher than the highest. The mean always must fall within the range of the data. Okay? The range of our data here, our range is the lowest of 12 to the highest of 59. So our range is 12 to 59, and you can see that our mean is up closer certainly to the 59, because most of the elements of the data are up in that are up in the range like that. Okay, so that's mean. So anytime we want a mean, we'll just add our data elements together, and divide by the number of data elements that we have. Okay, let's go ahead now and talk secondly about how to find the median. M-E-D-I-A-N. So how do we find the median? Okay, to find the median essentially is the middle, the absolute middle of the data. The middle of the data. So our steps, first, put the data in order from low to high. So first we're going to take our data and we're going to rearrange it. We're going to put it in order from low to high. Now we could put it, ooh, that's not very good. All right, from low to high. We could put it from high to low, low to high. It doesn't really matter, but we just need to put it in order here. So our lowest data element here, we've already said, is 12. Okay, and our highest is down here at 59. So now trying to put this in order, 12. The next one, I don't see anything in the 20s. It looks like maybe it's 37 is my next data element. Okay, after the 37, I don't see anything else in the 30s. Then I'm going to the 40s. I see a 45. I see a 44. Okay, it looks like the 44 is next. And then there's another 44. Or is there? No, not another 44. I'm sorry. There's a 44. Then there's a 45. And then there's another 45. Okay, and looking on in the 40s, now there is also a 49. Okay, now moving on up to the 50s, I see a 52. In fact, I see two 52s. 49, 52, 52. I see two 52s. Then I see a 55. And then there's our 59. Now we have 10 elements in the data. Let's double check ourselves and make sure we didn't leave anything out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they are in order from lowest to highest. Now to find the middle, all we're going to do is start at the ends and count inward. So if we move in one here, we'll move in one here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's what we'll do, starting on the ends. Move in one here, move in one here, move in one here, and then 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 here. Okay, so we've ended up right here at these two. Now the reason we have two middles here is because we have 10 data elements. We have an even number of data elements. If you have any even number of data elements, like 6 or 8 or 50 or 78, any even number data element is going to have two middles. Odd numbers of data elements will have just one middle. Now to handle this, when we have two middles, we don't list both of them. What we do is we will, this is our middle, and since we have two, we will average these. And so what we'll do is actually take the mean of these two, so 45 plus 49, oh, that's going to equal 94. And then since there's two data elements, divide by 2, and we'll get 47. So it turns out then, that our median is 47. So far for our data set, we've got a mean of 45, okay, and a median of 47. So the center of this data is all revolving around this kind of mid-40ish range, okay, around this mid-40ish. All right, let's go on and essentially, again, in review, this is what we'll do for median. We'll take the data elements, we'll put them in order, and we'll count into the middle, and we'll find the middle. Sometimes there'll be one middle, and that'll be the median. Sometimes there'll be two middles. If there's two middles, we'll take the average of those two to get our median. So there you go for median. All right, so let's now then look at our last measure of central tendency, and that would be the mode. Okay? By the way, let's just go ahead and do this. We'll do our mode. Okay, so the mode for a set of data is the element in the data that appears most often. So if there's some element in the data that appears more than the other elements, then that element would be called the mode. So when I look here, I notice a couple of things. I notice that I have a couple of 52s. All right. So the 52 is repeated. And then I also notice, I believe there's another data element repeated, and that would be the 45. Okay? So actually what we have then is both, we would not average these together for a mode at all, both 52 and 45 are modes for this data. 52 and 45 are both modes for this data. Okay? So whatever repeats or appears the most often is going to be the mode. Let me give you another couple of examples of mode just to kind of clarify that a little bit. We're going to change our data up a little bit now. Okay, so this time, let's just take 4, 8, 12, 3, 8, 2. Well, in that set of data, it's pretty straightforward. The 8 appears more than anything else. 8 is the mode. Just got one mode, only one number appears more than the other numbers. All right? Let's give you another example of this. If you have a set of data that is 9, 5, 9, 5, 9. All right, in this set of data, 9 appears 3 times, 5 only appears twice, so 9 is the mode. Okay, 9 is the mode. All right, because it appears 3 times in the 5 only twice. If we had 7, 12, 9, 3, 4, 6, nothing appears any more than anything else in this set of data. No element appears any more than any other, so this has no mode. Of course, we could find the mean for it by adding up the numbers and dividing by 6 right here. We could get the mean. We could get the median by putting the data in order and getting to the middle. But this has no mode because nothing appears any more than anything else. One more example of mode. If I had 3, 8, 4, 8, 3, 4. What you'll notice here now is the 8 appears twice, the 4 appears twice, the 3 appears twice, because nothing, all of them appear twice, nothing appears more than anything else, so again, no mode. Okay? No mode. Alright, so the number that appears the most often is the mode. If everything appears the same amount, you would have no mode, and you may have, 2 or 3 modes. And so these are measures of central tendency, guys. The mean, again in review, we add the data elements up and divide by the number of data elements that we had. The median, we put the data elements in order from smallest to largest, lowest to highest, and then we find our way into the middle. That's right. and then the mode is the item that appears the most often. That's going to take care of us for now. Looking forward to seeing y'all next time, where we'll look at grade point average. Talk to you then.